All right, guys, Dave here again, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to improve your registration conversion rate. And so you've got clicks that are going through to your registration page, and you've realized as you track your metrics that they're just not converting and registering at a high enough rate, and it's hurting your whole funnel here. So how do you improve that, guys? Well, let's go ahead and dig in. So I really think this is probably one of the easiest metrics to improve, just because there's not quite as much going on, not quite as many moving parts with split testing a registration page, and it's just easy to set up technology wise. And so this is a really good one to start with here, guys, because you can set this up in a very short amount of time. And so the way to do this, first thing is we want to create a split test in ClickFunnels. There's all sorts of thoughts out there about how to increase conversion rate, about what makes a page better. I mean, you can read for hours and hours and weeks on this idea, but ultimately we want to let the traffic decide. And so we want to create a split test so that when people click on our Facebook ad and they go to our registration page inside ClickFunnels, it's actually going to divert people 50% to one page, 50% to the other page, and it's going to start to track how many people opt in on each one of those pages. And so we're going to let the traffic decide which one they like here. And so what we want to do is we also want to think about making sure that your ad is similar to your landing page. And so it's got similar imagery, similar text. We want to make sure that your headline matches on the landing page as it does on the Facebook ad, so that they're not getting something different than they're expecting. That's one surefire way to mess this up. And then we also want to give Facebook enough time and enough traffic to optimize for. And so just how Facebook works, when someone clicks on your Facebook ad and then goes through to your landing page, remember we set up a custom conversion on the thank you page. And so when they opt in and hit that custom conversion, Facebook knows that that's what it's supposed to get more of. And so what it does is it learns about that person that hits that page. It learns what kind of pages do they like, what kind of, how old are they? And then it goes back retroactively and it tries to figure out and find more of those people on Facebook. And so even if you're not split testing anything, even if you're not doing anything, you should see your conversion rate go up on your landing page, simply because Facebook, every time that pixel fires, it gets a better idea of who it is looking for, and it starts sending more and more of the right people to your landing page there. And so that's really important to know and give Facebook enough time to optimize for that, and that'll get better and better over time. So let's talk about how to create a split test then. We're going to come in here into ClickFunnels, and then next to your registration page, you're going to see a button that says Create Variable. That's what you want to click. You want to create a split test and just do it based off of the original page there. So you want basically at this point, you'll have two pages that are exactly the same and run side by side there. And so we want to go ahead and change it. And a common mistake that people make when split testing is, they think, oh, I'll just change a button color, because we've all read those articles that's like, I changed my button color from blue to red and increased my percentage, 50%, whatever. But that's with a lot of traffic, where early on you don't have a lot of traffic. And so you've got to make a significantly different page early on to see, very quickly which one's going to work better. If you make these small changes, you have to have a lot of traffic for one of them to start pulling away from the other one. And so we want to create a page that's significantly different, while also not spending too much time on it. I don't want you guys to go in there and have to reinvent the wheel here. And so I'm going to show you a really easy way to create a significantly different page without doing too much here. And so what I suggest doing is split testing with a very simple page. And so by simple, I mean, it could be, these components here: your picture, the time of the webinar, a registration button, and maybe a countdown timer. And literally that is it. We're not adding social proof. You're taking off your 3 points about what you're going to cover, all of that. And we're just going to test with a very simple page here. And this has actually been working well for us lately. When we've been running tests, a lot of times the simple page actually is working better. So a page, like this, for example, instead of having, it be able to scroll down and there's all sorts of stuff below it, this is literally the page here: how to grow your business using the weekly webinar system. It's got the title. It tells them when it is, and you can RSVP right there, and that is it. And this thing actually outperformed our other landing page that was a lot more built out. Another example from Mike Dillard here, free training session, how to build a large email list and audience from scratch. Next class today. I mean, this is it. You can't scroll down. I mean, this is the entire page here, and he's been running this for a while. So I imagine that it's working here. And so just go ahead and create a really, really simple page and run that against your full page. And I'm guessing that you'll see, I don't know, it depends on the niche here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the simple one actually works better right now. For whatever reason, that's what people are opting into on Facebook. And what you'll want to do with this, remember in the Facebook videos I talked about long form copy and short form copy. The reason these work so well is if you use long form copy and you put everything that they need to know inside the Facebook ad. And so in that top text of the Facebook ad, just remember to put kind of everything that they would need to know about the web. You're basically transferring the information from the landing page into your Facebook ad. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, just do it. Just go put something in there, run it. And so by the time they opt in, they click that Facebook ad, they're already they know what's going on here. They don't need a whole bunch of information on the next page, and they'll opt in here. So as you kind of create a split test and start running traffic again, Facebook's or ClickFunnels is going to run 50% at one page, 50% at the other page. You're going to start to see one page outperform the other. It might be page A or it might be page B. So you want to kind of let that run. When you feel confident, when you see one start to pull away from the other one, and make sure you give this, a good amount of time. I mean, give it at least, probably at least 200 or 100 clicks on each page. So 200 clicks total. I would at least do that, if not more. You'll start to see one pull away. So what you're going to do is you're going to declare a winner, and then you'll go create a new test. And so come in here and you can, click declare a winner on that. It's going to make that the new page in this example. And then you'll just create a new test, and repeat the process over and over. And ultimately you're trying to beat the control. You're trying to increase and bump up your conversion rate time after time. So I always recommend that you have a split test running. I think it's just good practice. It's good to be thinking about that, even if it's just not a massive split test or the page isn't hugely different. I just recommend having a split test running so you're constantly improving that conversion rate there. And just so you guys know, an increase from 15% to 30%, which early on is totally doable. Some of you guys might launch your pages and you might get a 15% conversion rate. Increasing that to 30% will actually double your sales. It doubles the entire funnel. I think it's so important that you guys remember that if you double any one of these metrics, your entire funnel doubles. And so we want to double several of those here and create massive, massive change. So that is split testing the registration page, but you can also split test the sales page too, is a good one to do. I don't think that's a really important one early on. That's a little bit further down the road, in my opinion, but you can split test the sales page and see which one actually gets sales the best there, guys. And so that is a quick down and dirty guide to split testing. I think it's outside the scope of our training in this video here to go super in depth into split testing there, which I recommend at some point in your marketing journey you do that. So if you guys want to learn more, here's a great guide from Kissmetrics, how to create an A/B testing program that gets results. You guys can just type that link in there, pause the video if you need to, type that in and download that PDF there, and just read through that at some point just to learn more about how to test and how to tweak, because it really does make a big difference here. But the way I just showed you is a really clean way to go in there and get started. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next video.